Welcome everybody to the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. This is for the first SUVs from Hyundai to carry the new design theme. I think it looks really good, lots of cuts and creases. In fact, the whole car has a lot to discuss about. The car we have today is the plug-in hybrid version, which is very fascinating in itself. Let's see how this car is. Front end of the car, as you can see, has lots going on. There is very fascinating DRLs, 4 levels of DRLs, a very big grille in smoked chrome, even the logo, cladding, fancy lights, cuts and creases in the bonnets. Again, lots of happening, but I think it's a good looking front. It looks sharp and it stands out in the road against its rivals. As you can see, the side profile carries the same cuts and creases theme. There are cuts and creases all over the door, the front door, rear door, arches, you name it. It's got nice squarish cladding with, again, design elements built into it. There are 19-inch diamond cut rims to this plug-in hybrid, which again look really, really good. Again, lots going on. Hyundai has pulled off. It's a bit busy, but it's a busy in a good way. I think Hyundai has pulled off the design language very good. And one interesting to note, this is the plug-in hybrid. So there's a fuel filler cap on this side, which is for the electric battery, and there's a fuel filler cap on the other side as well for the regular fuel. Very, very interesting design elements by Hyundai in this car. Here are the Tucsons. You can see the same cuts and creases carry forward. Lots of cuts and creases. You can see on there's some design theme pattern on the cladding. Tail lights have some design elements into it, built into it, and a very nice little LED strip on the tailgate as well. The indicators might be a little too low, especially if someone's tailgating you, they might not able to see where you're indicating, which can be a little bit of a downside. But again, lots going on. Little nice roof spoiler and some chrome elements that silver aluminum elements that flow into the rear windshield. One thing though, the Hyundai logo looks like an afterthought. It's like they designed the car and then they forgot they had to put the logo, so they integrated it into the rear windshield. Very weird positioning, and you cannot see the wiper. The wiper falls down from the spoiler. Again, unique, but Hyundai has managed to pull it off. Some badging, so the Tucson badging and the plug-in. I'm not a big fan of that plug-in badge that looks like an afterthought. Looks actually Times New Roman Ford 12. Maybe they could have made it a little bit more fancy, but again, Hyundai has pulled off the busy design theme and it looks good. Now I'm inside the Tucson. As you can see, it's got the typical design thing that we saw in the Santa Cruz, all touchscreen, which I'm not a big fan of. Same little tablet-like screen for the speedometer, all digital. Same design theme on the steering. But again, everything you feel in touch has a very premium touch. There's leather here, gloss black, gloss black. I'm not a big fan of the gloss black because it's a fingerprint magnet and it attracts a lot of dust. As you can see, we've tried keeping this clean for the shoot, but it's still very dusty. The screen itself is again really useful, very fluid. You can touch and everything works really well. You've got fabric, leather. It's a good place to be, but maintaining this gloss black will be a task. No regular gear lever buttons. Takes some getting used to, but I guess this is the future. Now lots of cars have integrated this button thing. You've got a nice little cup, storage here to put stuff. It's pretty deep. The seats are very nice, very comfortable. You can do long distances. I've done like almost 800 kilometers in a day with this, and it's really, really comfortable. Really, really nice. I mean, Hyundai does the comfort part of the cars really well. Lots of cool design elements. You've got this, one aluminum strip theme going around the dashboard. Again, design wise, Hyundai's pulled it off. Material wise, it is pulled off. Just the drawback is the all touch and the all gloss black. Maybe they could have, mixed it up with some leather and perhaps given one button for the volume to adjust. Everything is touch. Takes a while to get used to, and if you want to change volume suddenly, you have to, constantly tap, 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 tap. Not ideal. Now I'm in the rear seat of the Tucson. As you can see, this driving seat is for my driving position, and I have lots of knee room. I've got very good, nice under thigh support, and I've got a lot of headroom. I'm 5'8". The big panoramic sunroof lends in a lot of light to this dark interior, which is really helpful. You've got an armrest with cup holders. It's at the perfect height, and the seat itself is also very nicely, the backrest is at a great incline angle, so you're not sitting too upright. And I mean, over you can also see you can move it back as well slightly, but it's nice. You've got the same gloss black. You've got big windows, fabric, aluminum, leather, everything. Two AC vents and two USB ports as well. Now I'm behind the wheel of the Tucson plug-in hybrid. Let's see how this car drives. So once you set off, you're in full EV mode, completely silent. You hear that the whir of the electric motor, and it kicks off, and the petrol engine is kicked in, but the transition is so smooth that you don't feel anything at all. It's actually really, really nice the way Hyundai has pulled off the transition between the electric and the petrol engine. The petrol engine is a 1.6 liter turbo that produces about 180 horsepower, but with the addition of the electric motor, it puts out a combined total of 225 horsepower, which is pretty healthy. Helps this car go from 0 to 100 in under 7 seconds, which is again a good number for this figure. And you have paddle shifters, but it's kind of pointless because it's a hybrid. You're there to save fuel. Though if you do have enough charge in the hybrid battery, which I don't have right now, you can switch it into the only EV mode. It's telling me low battery, so it won't switch it to full EV. And now it's going into full EV when I'm just usually, normal cruising. It's that smooth. It's amazing. And because of this dual personality, the engine gives a great fuel economy. I mean, on the highway I was seeing 5.5 liters per 100. In the city it's like 6.57, which is again very much acceptable. And this is with very minimal use of the electric because I haven't charged the battery. Once you do get to a corner, you feel that the steering is pretty well weighted. The ride is stiff. As you can see, the car is pitching and bouncing a little bit. It is running on 19 inches. Lower variants have smaller rims, so it has more sidewall. But this, because it has 19, you can feel the bumps a little bit more. But it's not bone jarring or uncomfortable. The car does shuffle it a little bit, but it soaks it well. You don't feel it in your spine that much, which is again a welcome thing by Hyundai. Steerings are good. Brakes are good. Brake pedal is a little spongy, but it stops well. And again, as usual, Hyundai's put off the suspension comfort really, really well. Kudos to Hyundai for the whole drive feature. It works really well. In conclusion, then, the Tucson plug-in hybrid. Well, I think it's the one-stop solution for families. It seats five really comfortably. It looks really good. It's got a decent boot at about 500 liters, and the hybrid electric part works really, really well. It's really fuel efficient, and the 1.6 liter turbo has enough pep. The interior is really comfortable, and it's very futuristic as well. What else do you need at around $50,000 Canadian? It's, as I said, the complete package. What everyone would need. I think I am in love with this car, and I didn't expect to like it that much. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.